Back over on the grid then, ahead of our Senior X30 final, trying not to get run over by a load of trolleys. Just going to catch up with Finn McLaughlin, who is starting a little bit further back than probably we would typically see him. Finn, what's been going on today? I know you said earlier probably not where you'd want to be starting this final. What's been happening?
Yeah, just some driver errors to focus on, but pace is there, so we'll see what we can do in the final.
So when you go into a race and you're further back than you typically do want to be, what do you do mentally to keep your cool, keep your head together?
Well, I know I'm one of the fastest people on track, so all I can do is do my best and see where I can end up at the end.
Best of luck then to you, Finn. We'll catch up with you later on. We'll head a bit further back down the grid then. We've got Lewis Bird starting behind the 25 of Finn McLaughlin with the VDK and Fusion livery. We've got Lewis here. Lewis, how's your weekend been going? We've seen some big improvements from you this year and you've been fast, but what's been happening?
It's not been great. We've struggled with the kart a lot this weekend and really can't get the right setup for this track, so it's not really been the best.
So when you say like the setup's been wrong, has it been from a driver perspective like too challenging to drive, got too much grip, too little? What do you mean?
It's just not really balanced enough. Like the front is a bit too pointy and then the rear just slides too much, so can't really do much about it. Just see what we can get from this race, really.
Good luck then, Lewis. We'll see if you've made any changes that will make a difference for you. We'll keep heading down the grid then if we can. Speak to Archie Tillett. Archie has returned to this championship. He's not a stranger to the British Kart Championships, but disappeared for a few years. Archie, what's it like to be back in the British Kart Championships?
It's okay. Just come back for a bit of fun now and again, I guess.
And, you've had a few years off. Has that made anything challenging, or are you back where you probably left off?
Oh, I don't think I ever left off at a good place, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Average, normal stuff, I guess. I don't know.
Great to hear from you then, Archie. We'll head back over to Andrew and Anthony. I was going to talk. Oh my God, I've forgotten how to speak. And to DJ to introduce the Senior Rotax final.
Thank you very much, Nicole. As I say, a very high-quality field here, Anthony, as we come to expect. It's a senior category. 12 minutes plus 1 lap will be the order of the day for them. And yeah, it's Gus Lawrence on pole position. He very much seems to be back on form after a bit of a difficult time at PF.
Yeah, definitely. This is what we like to see from Gus Lawrence, doing exactly what he needs to do. Really good races, got himself right in the correct spot, and I think this is going to be a very exciting final. Like you say, it's going to be exciting, but it's not going to be easy. We've seen throughout all of these finals so far, the inside row going in towards Oblivion, you get Gus Lawrence, Geraghty and Wolf all break away, or that inside row all breaks away in the top 3 rows. We'll just see what happens. Yellow light is flashing though. Senior X30 final is coming up next.
Let's take you through the grid for 30 runners for the Senior X30 final. Gus Lawrence on pole position. Freddy Lloyd, championship leader alongside on the front row. Cian Geraghty and Henry Gregory start on row 2. Noah Wolf and Fred Green go from the 3rd row of the grid. On row 4, it's Aaron Brown and Rylan Eckberg.
Joseph Smith and Oliver Stilp round out the top 10 on row 5. Harvey Roth, who's his birthday tomorrow, so we'll sing happy birthday to him tonight, starts on row number 6. Hayden Eldridge starting alongside. Alistair Cresswell and Finn McLaughlin starting from row 7, ahead of Oliver Rands and Lewis Bird on row 8.
Archie Tillett and Ty Stansfield go from the 9th row of the grid. William Smith and David McIntyre complete the top 20 on row 10. Kian Gamio and Harry Ewell start on row 11 ahead of Robbie Buckley and Kasper Piecki on row 12.
Connor McPollin and David Marshall are on the 13th row of the grid ahead of Freddie Housley and Dylan Briley. Oliver Harris and Juan Pablo Gerard round out the rest of the field. Drivers making their way to the line. This is going to be an exciting one, Andrew.
It is indeed. Reigning champion versus champion-elect, perhaps. Still early in the season, of course. Let's find out what happens in this round 3 final. Great start for Gus Lawrence. Cian Geraghty immediately up into P2 on good form around this circuit. Took the win in the final at the club round a few weeks ago. Into the hairpin Christmas corner for the first time. Looks like all 30 drivers have made their way through as Geraghty trying to wrestle down the inside of Gus Lawrence to take the lead of the race. Hasn't quite been able to do so. Noah Wolf is up to third place as well. Finished third in the final last time around as Kasper Piecki is in a bit of bother there on the run down from Inkermans. But Gus Lawrence, he does not want to lose control of this category. He knows he needs to score big this weekend as Lloyd has a look down the inside of Wolf. That was a big attack that came in from Cian Geraghty through Ashby Corner, but Gus Lawrence was wise to it.
Certainly was. Saw a brief glimpse there of the field going through. Tillett making good places as well on the end of that opening lap. Who's made the biggest move? We'll come back to that later as Geraghty gets a second attempt for the race lead, but this time it works in his favour and he moves up into P1.
Really good stuff from Cian Geraghty. There's a lot of dust being kicked up there. I think Finn McLaughlin was out wide on the exit of Inkermans on driver's left. What has Cian Geraghty got right now? Can he pull away from the rest of the field? Can he pull away from Lawrence and Wolf? These are all drivers. Oh, down the inside goes Noah Wolf. That was a big one. Takes second place at a bit of a tough week out in Europe last week, but has bounced back here, back in the UK, back in the British Kart Championships. That was a decisive move for a driver who at the moment is second in the championship points. It's a good run from Wolf so far. Can he be the driver to take the challenge to Cian Geraghty?
Well, that is the ultimate test here. We'll have to see if we can close that gap up. 0.4 of a second is the gap. We'll keep an eye on the sector times as well. And on that last lap, it was Noah Wolf who was faster, setting that fastest lap of that race. And in terms of sector 1 on this lap, identical between Geraghty and Wolf. So this is going to be a really, really close race on this one. Less than 10 minutes to go of this final. Really nice close-ups there of Freddy Lloyd just trying to battle away with the likes of Henry Gregory and Aaron Brown just behind.
Freddy Lloyd took a big chunk of time out of the top three through that first sector. This is the kind of race that if he wants to win this championship this year, of course he led a good lead after the 2 rounds at PF International. It's days like today when he's not at the front, when he's not controlling the race from the start. Can he fight his way through? Finn McLaughlin can fight his way through, getting past Joseph Smith there, racing for MBR this weekend. Has got the fastest lap of the race at the moment, has the Irishman. But what can Lloyd do here? Can he find a way in the next 9 minutes past Gus Lawrence, past Noah Wolf, past Cian Geraghty to get back to the front? He's looking very good in the regions of the circuit where you'd expect those overtakes to come through sector 1, but has he compromised on the balance on the setup, because he's not particularly strong through sector number 2?
No, he certainly is. Well, we'll keep an eye on these because it's all changing. It's closing in just that little bit more now. Look at this. No one is in a safe spot here. Geraghty's in danger. Wolf's in danger. Lawrence is in danger. Lloyd, I'd say, is in danger, but the first attack's going to come from Gus Lawrence down the inside of Ashby Hairpin, and he gets it done on Noah Wolf. Wolf now down into third. We'll have to retaliate here. It's close in the championship points at the moment, but Lloyd still leads it by about 20 points.
He does indeed, and is now going for an attack on his nearest rival.
Oh,
loose
the
rear
bumper.
Loose rear bumper for Noah Wolf. That is going to be a major problem. That's going to be him out of this race, surely. Look at this dragging on the floor. That's going to get spotted by race control. That's going to be a technical flag and an end of the final for Noah Wolf.
Well, that is huge drama. And again, it's such a simple thing. But if it goes, it goes. And we'll have to see what happens because it's still attached on one side. But it's going to be a tense moment here. It's still a tense moment for Lawrence and Geraghty. They have broken away. Lloyd is now up into third place. This seriously helps out his championship fight now. Big send for Lawrence down on the inside of Osiers.
A big send indeed, and he made it work. He's taking the lead away from Cian Geraghty. Fred Green's coming into this one as well. There it is.
Flag.
Technical flag. Kart number 45. Noah Wolf is out of this race. And that's another driver out of the race. It's I think one of the PSRs. I think it's Freddie Housley, who also joins his teammate Juan Pablo Gerard on the sidelines in this one. Fred Green, fourth place at the moment, had a terrible time in the finals at PF International. 31st and 29th were his classifications, but he was second here a few weeks ago in the club meeting ahead of this round of the Vera Tools British Kart Championships. He's continued that form. He's found a way past Henry Gregory. Henry Gregory, who knows this place very well, of course, was Junior X30 champion here back in 2022 for Whilton Mill Kart Club, who's been showing that form, that experience so far this weekend. As Geraghty gets very sideways over the entry curb into the boot. 6.5 minutes to go. Gus Lawrence leads. There, just a bit of an update on timing. Ahead of Cian Geraghty by under half a second. There, out of the race is Noah Wolf. A real shame for Noah Wolf, who deserved a lot more than a retirement on lap 7 here today.
Yeah, it always brings up the question how many times we do see those rear bumpers fall off. Obviously, they're attached by a bolt. And, you know, I've always thought to myself, why don't people put a backup on there? You know, put a cable tie around it to just secure it as well. And if anything goes, if the bolt goes, a cable tie can hold on to it, and then it stays there. I don't know if there's against a regulation or anything, but, you know, I wouldn't see anything wrong with doing that, just to make sure it stays there.
Yeah, real shame for Noah Wolf to be out of this one. 5 minutes and 40 seconds to come. Freddy Lloyd's attacking once again has just set the fastest lap of the final so far, 45.98, but has got to find a way past another driver who knows this circuit well. Cian Geraghty has raced time and time again. He's in that category of drivers who must have thousands of laps around Whilton Mill. Raced here all the way back in the old IAME cadet days, through that level, through the ladder on the IAME platform, running in his own machine now, of course, in second place. But Freddy Lloyd is looking keen to find a way through, because Gus Lawrence is edging out ahead here. End of lap number 9. The gap was 0.34. It's now 0.42. Fred Green is still there in fourth place. As out is Ty Stansfield from the running. Problems there on the number 22. And that is a shame for Ty Stansfield.
Yeah, started on the 9th row of the grid in P18. Now all the way down the back of the field. Big shame there for Stansfield. Lloyd, though, fastest lap of the race, is closing in. Cian Geraghty is in his crosshairs. How much longer? Will he get that move done sooner rather than later? Less than 5 minutes to go. Lawrence is still there. There's the move. Straight down the inside. No time wasted whatsoever. Geraghty didn't fight it. He knows that Lloyd is going faster. Could probably stick with him now and try and latch onto the back of Gus Lawrence ahead. Yeah,
it's a tactical move. Let's see if it works. That means that Fred Lloyd extends his lead a little bit. On the live points, 376 for Freddy Lloyd from a possible 390 if the result was to stay this way. Gus Lawrence would be up to second place in the championship on 347, so he'll be shooting up the table tonight, having started the day in 8th place. Cian Geraghty would be up to 3rd. Aaron Brown would be holding there in 4th place ahead of Stilp, Gregory, Bird and Wolf. It would all be regulars coming up to the front, because of course there were a couple of international runners in the points the last time out at PF International. But there is Freddy Lloyd. If he wants to win this championship, he's got to beat Gus Lawrence on days like today, because Gus Lawrence has been back in form. This is the kind of performances that we've seen from Gus Lawrence on his way to the 2023 Senior X30 title, to the 2022 Senior X30 title. Freddy Lloyd wants to be 2024 champion. It's still in the first half of this season, of course, as Ty Stansfield obeys the blue flag there, just pulls off to drivers left. But it's almost could be one of those turning of the tide moments, that handing of the mantle. What has Freddy Lloyd got here in probably his biggest test so far in 2024? Can he find a way past the reigning champ?
Well, that's the ultimate question here. We saw how robust the overtake was a lap ago on Cian Geraghty to get up into this position here, P2. Lawrence running a little wide there on the exit of that final corner. But again, I think Lloyd, I think it could be this lap, you know. I think it could be this lap. He's got a good run on him here up in towards Christmas corner, and it is going to be this lap. Big send for Freddy Lloyd as he takes the lead of this final.
That was on the edge stuff from Freddy Lloyd, but he made it work. He takes the lead on lap number 13. This is a big one now. He's got to push. He's got to assert himself ahead of Lawrence, ahead of Geraghty. Fred Green is still pushing along there as well. He's only a second behind. He's putting in some good laps at the moment. Defensive to the inside goes Freddy Lloyd. There's still a long way to go in this one. 2 minutes on the clock. Can Freddy Lloyd, well, he's passed the first test. He's going to get a second one very soon. Can he keep Gus Lawrence behind? here for a good few more laps around this 1200-metre circuit. Up the hill once again. This is where Lloyd's been strong through sector number 1, but he's not got that slipstream to help him anymore. He's now got to make his kart as wide as possible. Green is approaching all the while there in 4th place. It's going to be a 4-kart scrap for the lead here with 90 seconds to go.
This could play in the hands of the likes of the drivers behind as well. Henry Gregory's not that far off this battle as well. He's only a couple of seconds behind. He could close in. There he is all on his own as well on the Vismo kart. So again, it's all playing into the hands here of the drivers behind. But Lloyd really having to think about every single move he does. Where to go defensive, where to hold it on the brakes, where to hit the power. It is an absolute game of chess here at about 70 to 80 kilometers an hour here as they make their way through it, even more actually as they make their way up to Christmas Corner. But absolute superb racing from all of them. Gus Lawrence is yet to find a way past, but now he does. Down in towards Ashby, he's back in the lead.
Not so penalty. Oh, it's on the inside! And very close there, Lloyd's off. Lloyd off at Wilkins Corner is out of this race. Well, he'd got a warning flag. It's even worse now, and that's pressure. That's what pressure could do, because Lawrence had made the move. He went straight for the attack, the counter-attack, and it didn't work. Lawrence is still there in 3rd, but Cian Geraghty now with 2 laps to go. Can he repeat the victory that he had in the club round here a few weeks ago? The difference this time, this is a British Kart Championships round win at stake. It's a move up into 2nd place in the championship at stake. He's not going to have it easy because Fred Green, Gus Lawrence, they're right there to pick up the pieces of any mistakes.
They certainly are. Fred Green is looking really, really quick here, though. He has got that toe. He's got the push from Lawrence. Lawrence yet to go for the attack. He's smart driver here, as off the track there is the number 37. That is a retirement there for Rylan Eschberg. Unfortunately, out of this race. He was inside the top 10. But Geraghty looking very strong here, very comfortable as we go on to the last lap of this race. It's Cian Geraghty from Fred Green and Gus Lawrence in 3rd.
Cian Geraghty's won many a race round this circuit. Can he add a round win in the British Kart Championships to his illustrious Wilton Mill CV? That's one opportunity gone through Christmas Corner. Down into Ashby, he's still got that gap of around 0.4 of a second. Has Fred Green got anything more to give? He's looking over his shoulder to try and defend his 2nd place from Gus Lawrence. This is great news if you're Cian Geraghty out of Osiers. It's only the boot to go now. Surely it's going to be a win. Surely it's going to be a victory. Fred Green still holding on ahead of Gus Lawrence. It's going to be Senior X30 victory for Cian Geraghty in round 3 of the Wera Tools British Kart Championships. His first round win of the season. He follows up the 2nd place he had at round 2 with a brilliant win where he kept his cool, kept his calm, and takes it by a second. Fred Green did hold on for 2nd place by 0.02 of a second ahead of Gus Lawrence. Henry Gregory scores well there in 4th, and Finn McLaughlin with a great second half of the race, up 9 spots to 5th.
Well, that is a final of finals that we've seen so far. It's only the first out of 2 finals this weekend. Another one tomorrow, of course. But Cian Geraghty, a superb performance there ahead of Green and Lawrence. Gregory ahead of McLaughlin at the end of that one, who gained 9 places to finish in P5. A superb drive there. Harvey Roth finishing in P6 ahead of Oliver Stilp. Cresswell in 8th place, gaining 5 places out of Joseph Smith. Then it's Eldridge, Bird, Rands, Tillett from Brown, Buckley, Gamio, McPollin, Yule, Marsall, Smith, Payak from Briley, McIntyre, Harris, Lloyd finishing in 25th place.
Well, Freddy Lloyd still has the championship lead. That was the level of his advantage at the end of PFI, but his lead has dropped to 8 points. Cian Geraghty started some 32 points behind him at the start of today. That just shows the inroads that have been made. Championship wide open. Let's have a look at some of the highlights from that 17-lap final here at Wilton Mill. Early stages, Lawrence and Geraghty off the front of the pack, first and second, but they would be hounded down by the rest. This was the first key move. Geraghty down the inside of Gus Lawrence, taking the lead through Christmas Corner. Noah Wolf and Freddy Lloyd would chase them down and form a group at the front of the order of 4 competing for the race victory. Noah Wolf would get past Gus Lawrence as well, would be up to second place. Great response, though, from the reigning champion. Back down the inside of the VAR by Birrell machine, operated by Jade Racing, of course, this weekend. That would be Gus Lawrence back into second place. Unfortunately, we would lose Noah Wolf from that race. A loose rear bumper, a technical flag would take him out of the running. Lawrence's middle phase of the race, very strong indeed. Got back into the lead ahead of Cian Geraghty, but it was the threat from behind from the championship leader, Freddy Lloyd. Could he close in? Could he make the moves to take the lead? There was the first of them, through past Cian Geraghty for second place. He then set about closing down the race leader, taking on a real test here in the seniors. And the first one he passed brilliantly. Gus Lawrence fought it round the outside, firm but fair racing. Lloyd would be through into the race lead. Gus Lawrence, though, as Gus Lawrence often does, straight back on the attack, back down the inside, retook that position. Lloyd tried to return the favour. There was the flashpoint of the race. The championship leader out of this one and would be classified 25th. That would open the door for Cian Geraghty to take what must be a very, very special win here at Whilton Mill. And his first of the season, he joins Finn McLaughlin and Freddy Lloyd on the list of drivers to win a round this season in the Wera Tools British Kart Championships in Senior X30. That's how it happened. Let's hear how it happened from our race winner, who's down in the paddock with Nicole Sutherland.
Down here with race winner Cian Geraghty. Exciting race there. Cian, can you tell us about how you got into the lead?
So we dropped back to third after leading at the start. We started coming back strong again, catching the 2 leaders. They were scrapping. And then in the end, it was always going to be that they'd trip over each other if it carried on like it did. And then in the end, they both touched wheels, and that was it. I managed to get through to the lead. And then just kind of get away at the end, manage the gap. And they couldn't really get back to me with just 2 laps left.
Great. And you reckon you can carry through your momentum into tomorrow?
Yeah, I don't see why not. We've got quicker and quicker as the day's gone on. So if we take that into tomorrow, should be on for a good day.
Senior X30, top 3, and the winning mechanic receiving awards for their efforts here today. Let's start with our driver in 3rd place, driving for PF International Karting. Please welcome driver number 1, Gus Lawrence. In 2nd place today, driving for Croc Promotion, please welcome driver number 51, Fred Green. And your winner of round 3 of the Wera Tools British Kart Championships in Senior X30's first win of the season, please welcome driver number 73, Cian Geraghty. And of course, the winning mechanic for today's winning number 73. Please welcome Jamie Taylor.
First podium in a long time, mate.